Good evening. Welcome to another episode of What's Really Going On in America. And this is Quinn speaking. And
I'm Johnny. I have my beverage. I'm good. Let's go. Let,
and
it's gonna be fun.
and if you want to support our work, get a Human Lives Matter t-shirt at wrgoa.com/shop. And they're $20 plus shipping. And then, oh, and tonight, well, last week, there was a debate for the Allentown mayor. And this week, we are going to go through this together. Now, some of the things that the two mayors may say, especially Mayor Turk, may drain your brain cells. Just a little warning from the things he says.
I got out of work early. I already killed my brain cells, so we're good.
Yep. All right, peeps. Let us get into this.
Most of the time they make us.
Oh, and by the way, Johnny, if you want me to pause at any time, you let me know.
I'm just gonna let them speak.
Okay. But we will be talking about little by little.
Damn.
Oh, definitely.
This is. By the two candidates.
Jason Addy.
Center City. Lehigh Valley Public Media presents the 2025 primary Allentown mayoral debate. Here are our moderators to kick us off right now.
Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Allentown mayoral debate. Lehigh Valley Public Media is proud to present on all of its platforms this debate. Those platforms being LehighValleyNews.com, PBS 39, and 91.3 WLVR. We are coming from the beautiful Miller Symphony Hall in downtown Allentown, just a few blocks from City Hall. I'm Tom Shortell, politics reporter at LehighValleyNews.com.
And I'm Jason Addy, the LehighValleyNews.com's Allentown reporter. The primary election is a month away. This year, Allentown will elect a mayor and 4 city council members and fill 5 school board seats. It's the mayor's race that brings us here tonight. The next leader will be tasked with ironing out internal issues while paving the way for significant growth and development in Pennsylvania's 3rd largest city.
We're delighted to be joined by the two candidates, both Democrats, competing for that responsibility. There are no Republicans on the primary ballot, which means the winner of the upcoming Democratic primary is all but assured of winning the general election later this fall.
So you heard that. There's no Republicans in this. But all I got to do is get my signatures running for mayor and turn in by August 1st. Hopefully, even if it gets challenged, they're all valid signatures, and then we'll have hopefully a debate sometime between September and October between me and whoever the Democratic nominee is.
I'm just wondering why there's nobody else. Nobody else on that stage when I know for a fact that there's more than those two morons running right now.
Well, this is for primary, so third parties, independents won't be on that stage, sadly.
So no, what I don't understand is, I mean, it's a primary debate. Is it a Democratic primary debate? Because I mean, if it's only the Democrats running, why even mention the fact that there's no Republicans running?
That's very true. And I looked up the Republican, the GOP website, and I saw nobody for running for mayor of Allentown. Which
I know you have your convictions, but I mean, the game has some rules, and you can exploit them right now. I think that's definitely something that you could take advantage of.
How so?
Register Republican.
Well, I can't do A. I hate the Republican Party as much as I hate Democrats from the things I saw. Two,
Play them at their own game, man.
yeah, well, two, I don't want to be associated with the mafia parties. I'm as convicted of that as Mindy Robinson is being a registered Libertarian Party. And because the Republican Party screwed her, and who knows, they would probably screw me too, because me and Mindy think nearly exactly alike when it comes to politics, which is not exactly a shared thing, shared values between Democrats or Republicans, which is why I have to run under a third party or independent. And third, I have an independent mind. And so I'm rather unique. I've been known throughout Allentown either as a good guy, bad guy, whatever. And so hopefully I can gain the trust of those who, my haters, somehow, some way. But so let's continue. Let's see what kind of questions they asked.
Let's meet the candidates. Matt Turk is the incumbent mayor in his 4th year on the job. He won election in 2021 after working years in economic development and has lived in Allentown for over 2 decades. Ed Zuckel is a 2-term city councilman, first elected in 2017. Before that, he served for 24 years in the Allentown Police Department, retiring as a sergeant. Okay, let's get started. First, a quick note. The candidates do not know what the questions will be. Journalists from Lehigh Valley Public Media prepared the questions and the candidates have not seen them. Mr. Zuckel, before the debate, we flipped a coin. You'll lead us off with your opening statement. You have 2 minutes.
Why don't you invest in tax
Oh,
liens?
boy.
This is exactly what the wealthiest 1% are doing to pass.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Ed Zuckel. I stand before you as a member of the community who hears your concerns as both homeowners and renters. I am running because as a longtime resident, a retired downtown policeman, and a current city council person, I see our city going in the wrong direction. Fixing problems shouldn't rely on more focus groups and whiteboards, but rather tackling the problems head on. Our taxes are too high, our city government embroiled in scandal, downtown neighborhoods distress, and our nuisance laws barely enforced. Our parks used to be regarded as some of the best in the country. All this has led to a stagnant quality of life here in the city. I live it, I see it, I hear it, and so do all of you. I am running because my opponent says the city is moving forward. But I ask yourself, is it really? Has anything really changed in the last 4 years? Businesses open and close one right after the other. Downtown is a ghost town. Housing and crime are still major issues, and residents are telling me their neighborhoods are getting worse and they are worried. The mayor had his chance, he failed. Allentown is broken and needs to be fixed. If something isn't working, you replace it. As your mayor, I will keep your taxes down by controlling city spending. I will start this right in the mayor's office. As mayor, I will put grant money into infrastructure rather than to the pockets of big donors and special interest groups. Under my new police plan, officers will be able to address the quality of life issues. Our streets will be safer and our parks preserved. Our parks will have police presence to keep families and children safe. No one should have to be gunned down in a park. When I am mayor, I will help create solutions, not excuses. Spend less time talking about our problems and more time trying to fix them. Create a workplace atmosphere to prevent lawsuits from employees rather than spending our taxpayer money defending them. Allentown cannot afford 4 more years of wasteful spending, lawsuits, employee turnover, and ineffective leadership. Allentown needs a mayor who is concerned about running the city as a business, not who spends his day pandering, raising flags, and cutting ribbons. It is time for you to take your city back, and I hope you will make that right choice on May 20th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zuckel.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it right here before we go to Brain Dead Turk. So
Why does that guy sound like a Republican?
because
Tell me
he's
that
not.
that is not the most stereotype, like word for word Republican mayoral introduction of anybody. Like that dude comes off as a Republican. Like I don't know if he's a secret Republican. I mean, you would think he would be kind of at least right leaning, being, you know, the police background. I mean, he's a lot of the things he's saying is true. As far as, yeah, there's problems. There's overspending. There's crime. Everything's too expensive. Businesses are, you know, leaving as fast as they're coming in. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why is this guy running as a Democrat? Is it because... Oh, wait, I know exactly why he's running as a Democrat, because people in Allentown vote Democrat because they say, oh, hey, this was a problem for the last 30 years, so we're just going to, like, vote for the same kind of shit again and for the forever future. That's what he's doing. He's playing off stupidity. So anybody watching this that wants to vote for either of these clowns, clown number one just pretty much called you stupid. He's just going to be a Republican, but he's going to wear your banner. Sorry, I'm wound up today.
Oh no, you free speech, man. I'm all for it, and and a lot of it is Republican talking points. Now I will say I've been attending these city hall meetings nearly every Wednesday for the last few years, and never once did he ever fight for police reform. Never did once did he fight to end homelessness. Never once did he fight to keep businesses in business. And he's a city councilman right now. He could have done that the last few years while Tuck was out playing, oh yeah, let's have the next party. I know if I was a council person, I would be bringing up legislation to be helping the people. And of course, he has one Democratic talking point, and that is throw taxpayer money at the problem. That's not going to help because that's taking because that money is food for the mouth, water for hydration. That is money for shelter. If it's mortgage, if it's taxes, which shouldn't even be so high to begin with, and rent money for many people. And he just wants to throw other people's money at the problem, and that's not going to solve it. That's all we've ever done was throw money at the issues, thinking that's going to solve it, when all it does is creates another problem. And this is where I would actually come in and do something different. I'd actually make sure I would lower taxes, keep the money in the community, and I would, I would require the police to be reformed by making them learn the Pennsylvania state law, the Allentown ordinances, and absolutely must learn the Constitution and what it stands for. That's me.
I did have to laugh at his nuisance law not being enforced, which, in case you don't understand what a nuisance law is, Allentown has this thing where if a car is too loud, a stereo is too loud, somebody's too loud in their backyard, it's fining poor people for taking just like a smidgen of their life to enjoy it a little bit, because I don't know about everybody else, things are kind of messed up right now. So if somebody has like, hey, I just left work, I had a crappy day, I'm going to listen to, whatever my music of choice is at a loud volume, it is what it is. Or you know what? I like the way my Honda Civic sounds because I like bumblebees. I know I'm stereotyping, but it's, if you've ever been to Allentown, you know what I'm talking about. Quinn, you hear it all the time. I hear it in the background when we're doing this. But so nuisance laws are just penalizing poor people generally, because if I'm a very, very wealthy person and I drive through Allentown with my loud Ferrari and I get a loud exhaust ticket for $50, $75, $100, I don't know what they are anymore, because I just don't go there, it doesn't affect me. But if I'm minimum wage and I'm driving the car I can afford because it's all I can afford, and it's not loud because I want it to be loud, it's loud because I can't afford $1,000 to put an exhaust on it, and you give me a ticket, guess what I can no longer afford? To fix the freaking muffler that's broken. So, yeah, you can take your nuisance crimes and your nuisance laws and shove them up your ass, because all you're doing is penalizing people for just trying to take some semblance of life and having some enjoyment because, I don't know, maybe your city sucks a little bit.
Well, that's when we have to...
Also, because I'm going to come off very, very anti-police on this one. They use those as basically a predecessor to, or not predecessor, they use it as a reason to conduct a, quote, legal stop, because now we give them all of this gray area to work with, saying, oh, well, the car was loud. Oh, they had window tint. Oh, I could hear their music from more than 3.4 inches away. Now I can stop them. Now I can harass them. Oh, coincidentally, your Nissan Altima smells like marijuana. Sir, I hit a skunk 3 blocks back. Nope, out of the car, hands behind your back. We got to search this shit. And, then magically charges appear. Yeah, that's your nuisance laws for you. Do not vote for nuisance laws. Deal with the loud stereos and exhaust, and let people be people.
Yep. So now let's listen to what Brain Dead Turk has to say.
Zuckel. Mr. Turk, your 2-minute statement.
4 years ago, Allentown committed to the democratic ideals of inclusion, representation, and collaboration when you chose me as your mayor. Your vote said you liked my energy and my vision for our future. At the end of the last Trump administration and the COVID pandemic, we were ready to turn the page on the divisive politics of the past and focus on making Allentown a safer, cleaner, and healthier city, promoting the well-being of all and giving people an opportunity to get ahead. In my first 3 years as your mayor, we've made incredible progress. Crime has hit historic lows. Downtown is more vibrant. Our parks are more beautiful, and we're in our best fiscal position in decades. I've put together an excellent team that has effectively delivered city services and managed our finances, all while keeping our property taxes level. But there still is a ton of work to do. I've delivered plans for safe streets, for more affordable housing, for improving our workforce, and for using data to deliver city services more equitably. To implement those plans, we've launched partnerships that will keep our parks our crown jewel, make Hamilton Street the coolest place in the Lehigh Valley, and help Allentonians lead better, longer lives. Through it all, I'll remain the most accessible mayor that you know, a real Democrat who advocates for every resident, stands up to destructive MAGA policies, stands by our LGBTQ+ siblings, and proudly stands for Allentown's Latino community in City Hall. As we approach the Democratic primary on May 20th, Allentown has an opportunity to reaffirm its commitment to my vision as a place where families thrive, businesses prosper, and we celebrate the joy of life together. We've come a long way, and we have a long way to go to make this vision a reality. I'm ready to continue the work and bring the energy every day, embodying the kindness and compassion that makes Allentown the beating heart of the Lehigh Valley.
Thank you, Mayor Turk.
All right. Wow. So basically, he's promising to do everything he's failed to do the last few years as mayor.
I need 30 seconds before I rebut this guy, because I'm going to hurt feelings. Give me 1 second.
Oh, my goodness. And you don't even live in Allentown, and you know what I'm going through with this guy.
Oh, my God. This is... Let me get plugged in here so I can hear how terrible I sound when I yell.
Yeah, he's like he lies because how many businesses have I seen come into downtown Allentown only to
Yeah,
leave right away. Ed
I'm
Zuko was right on that. People will come, oh yeah, many more businesses, but are they thriving? There are a few that have been striving, but they've also been struggling
the,
financially
at
because of our
least
taxes.
right, and at least out of these two people, I can look at Zukel and say, okay, maybe something would do. Would something they would do would go into a better, direction. All I hear is me, I. When the mayor's no different than the president. They are not a one man band to go out there and change and run everything single handedly. And that's one of the things like people like you understand. Yeah, the mayor is going to orchestrate and say, hey, we should, but there's a team behind it. All I heard was, I did this, I did that. And the only time the words we were brought up in his statement was when it comes down to getting your vote. It's we need to vote for me so I can do these things. We support me, so blah, blah, blah. And then the rest of it is just, going down the typical Democrat Party bullet point list. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. You want to talk about like clean energy and stuff. Okay, learn how to wiggle your freaking ears because you know what? We put a wind turbine up on top of the PP&L building and power the entire freaking city. You weird looking son of a bitch.
Exactly. And
He like seriously, if there was a cartoon of a crooked politician, it would be that goofy face. Even Ziva is like, F this guy. I know. That's why we don't live in Allentown, Ziva. I get it. Oh my God. That was not planned. I really wish I could do that stuff on command. I would be like the coolest person on the internet. But no, it's all, if he looks like the weird, crooked cartoon politician. It doesn't matter what party he's from. It's all me. I. Like, okay, well, the guy that just talked before you had very valid points, and even though I would not vote for him simply because, yes, Leaf. Well, they are very, very smart animals. These particular ones, they're plotting my death usually. They know that in exactly 35 minutes or 36 minutes, 1 minute after we're done here, they get food. So, but yeah, back on track. I'm sorry, Tism.
no, you're good.
He it's like listening to any other Democratic politician and any other level of government in any state, any jurisdiction, the same crap over and over and over again. Okay, you say we're going to do this. Okay, I know you only had 2 minutes, but how are you going to do it? Hi, Ziva. Ziva's on the screen.
There
See,
we
Ziva?
go.
Oh God. She's normally not like this. She yells at me in the morning when I'm leaving for work. But Ziva, I know you're from Lehighton, or not Lehighton, Hazleton. She's from Hazleton. She's loud and bossy, and I think if she owned a car, it would probably be like a I don't know, 4th owner Cadillac of some kind that needs like 10 grand worth of work.
And if Mayor Tuck could, he would probably tax the car just because it's driving on public streets.
So
on top of gas taxes.
I'm actually, so because of her being the loudmouth that she is, there's a huge reason why I refuse to get behind any Democratic politician. There are states where she's illegal.
Oh, wow.
I know. Yeah. Beautiful cat. Loud. Yeah, because she is, they call them hybrids. Look at her. I shake my keys in the morning. She comes and says goodbye. She jumps up here, gets her belly scritches. I feed her chicken. It's amazing. She's just like any other cat to me. But no. Certain politicians think that she should be illegal. Mr. Rip, the guy with the bell who happens to pop in here every once in a while. Same thing. He's another hybrid. Oh, you can't have that. They're crazy. They're wild.
Well, let's go to the questions.
We begin with each candidate answering a few questions directed specifically to them. There are no rebuttals in this portion of the debate. That will come later. You'll have 1 minute to answer. Mr. Zuckel, the first question is for you.
Yes.
You've alleged the mayor is cherry-picking crime statistics to downplay concerns about public safety. What evidence do you have to support that claim?
Well, he's claimed that crime is down. However, you need to take credit for your entire term. Last year in 2023, there were 19 homicides. In January, he had a press conference and said that there were 326 Class 1 crimes, which are homicides, rapes, robberies, assaults, shootings, and stabbings. If I take those numbers, I can tell you that I will be a victim of a crime 27 days out of the month. I don't really believe that I would consider that as crime being down.
Oh,
I have a challenge for you. I want to
Let
know
me get
if you'd like to
active
write a
with the
book, your own book,
commercial.
in only 10.
All right. So
He's 100%
You-
correct. They cherry pick statistics because at that point they're not technically lying. That's their workaround. Just remember the first 4 years of Donald Trump when everything was freaking booming, but every time they talk about how terrible the economy was, they only talk about the COVID years.
yeah, but so recently, the news said that there was a stabbing at Tipsy's, and of course, all of a sudden, the police made a press release stating that there was no stabbing, and it's around election time, and of course, Mayor Turk, it's probably all set up, which I will investigate. I'm gonna be asking for camera footage if there's any.
Oh, there
Because
is.
I really don't trust anyone at this point. Because Mayor Turk wants in and at the moment he can't look bad. And especially with that being said,
Well, also, if he wins, there's people's jobs on fire, on the line. So obviously, the police chief and the top people within the Allentown Police Department, they're like, hey, we gotta kind of make this guy look good just in case he wins because we like getting paid.
yeah, and on top of that, many of the officers are corrupted, and
No, not in Allentown, not ever. There's totally not active cases that are public about corrupt cops using their position to do terrible things to people. No, not at all.
well, let's see the next question.
On to our second question. This one is for you, Mr. Turk. 2 months ago, a man was killed and 3 others shot outside the BKK Lounge on Union Boulevard. Police were called to the unlicensed nightclub more than 24 times in the 18 months before the shooting. Why wasn't anything done about that sooner? And what steps has your administration taken to address issues stemming from after-hours businesses?
So crime is way down, but you only feel safe independent of the statistics. Crime is a feeling. So the steps that were taken to close nuisance lounges and nuisance nightclubs have been significant. We closed Secrets Lounge prior to the incident at BKK Lounge. We closed a lounge on on Susquehanna right before that shooting occurred, we have continued to focus our time and energy on responding to the calls that our residents make. We can only respond to calls that residents make. So nuisance, what we saw at the BKK Lounge in the months leading up to the shooting that claimed the life of a city security guard, was an actual reduction in the amount of activity. Sometimes these things happen. Our police are responding. We've invested in technology and in manpower to help our police respond quickly to incidents. And in this case, we were able to arrest the suspect within hours. So we respond to incidents as they occur, and that has a chilling effect on crime. It still does happen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, so did you hear the part where he said crime is a feeling?
I mean, I don't know what feelings are because I really don't have them. I told you I don't have a heart. I have a second stomach because I'm, you know, I identify as a fat person. But so by definition, my house is an after-hours lounge because I have people over after hours and we have beverages. We listen to music. And guess what, big ears? We're also a freaking nuisance. So it's change the legislation. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like Trump said, you want me to pay my taxes or you want me to pay more in taxes? Change the tax code. Change the law. You won't do it. You're playing reaction because you don't want to tell these people they can't do something because, oh, well, they're a business and they're working around the law, so they're paying taxes. If I tell them they can't do it, then we don't get the tax money. And then, we can't use the crap that happens outside of their bar to get a bigger police budget. It's just like, it's one big circle of BS. And I'm gonna be the first to admit, I will not go into one of those places. Because I really like breathing. Breathing's cool. Yeah, I've been doing it for 38 years. I have no intention of stopping. But there's a pretty good probability that somebody who looks like me that goes into a place like that might come out with a couple of extra holes in them. Look, I'm not picking on him particularly for this because this is a city council thing. This is a local government thing all as a whole. But if you have a problem with this shit, then do something about it. And then don't complain like, oh, well, if I'm elected mayor, I'm gonna fix this stuff. Dude, you're mayor.
That goes kind of like Kamala Harris. She's the VP, and she says, if I'm elected, I'll do this. It's like, why didn't you do it within your 4 years as VP? Why didn't you do a job?
Or how about when the freaking Roomba in chief, when he was running in 20 and said, if I get elected, I'm going to cure cancer. Last I checked, you were a senator for like longer than I've been alive. And on top of it, you were the second most powerful person on earth. Why do I have to elect you to do it? Like, you can't. You're telling me an ex-vice president, retired senator can't go out and make the same deals to make this cancer thing go away? It's like, oh, that's right. We got to pass the bill to know what's in the bill. I'm sorry. I forgot we're talking about Democrats.
And on top of that, Ed Zuckel is on city council. Once again, he could have done something within his time in city council to fight for it.
Absolutely.
I know he has to, go against his peers, but he could have tried to do things instead of just voting yes to spending more money. Like nearly every meeting, it's like, oh yeah, we'll spend 1,000. Yeah, we'll spend 1,000,000. Yeah, we'll spend 100 grand here and there and everywhere. And it's like, Come on now. If you got all this money, in why are people in Allentown so poor? If you have that much money, give it to us. Let us spend our money the way we want to. We don't need the government to spend our money. We can do it ourselves and create an economy without the government.
The best way to stimulate the economy is to let the people who earn their money keep their money so they can spend their money. Because I'll tell you what, we were talking pre-show about my goofy lights. If you guys haven't figured it out by now, I'm a little bit off in the brain. Okay, I spend money that I probably shouldn't on dumb things that make me happy. Guess what? Those dumb things that make me happy put money into this thing called the economy. So the more money I have, that means the more money I can go spend at a local business. There's a place right in the town next door to me. They sell Carhartt. I like Carhartt stuff. They also sell Dickies pants. No, not sponsored, but seriously, the best work pants ever. So comfortable, last forever. And they're like $22. But again, if I had more money in my pocket, more money that I earned that I can keep, there's so many things that I can do. I can give money to charity. I can help out animal shelters. I can help friends in need because I have, at that point, I have extra money on top of just paying bills and surviving. Look, I'm telling you right now, volunteerism is where it's at. People want to help other people. And the people who want to help other people are unfortunately can't because they're just not financially there to do so. Quinn, you're one of those people. You would help every single person you could if you were in a financial position to do so. I know it. Don't even lie to me. I know that's how you are. You are a good person. And there's so many people like that out there that want to help but can't. But yet we're totally okay with just sitting back here while the government absolutely pillages our bank accounts with just nonstop taxes on absolutely freaking everything. Like,
including death.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, the amount of freaking taxes I pay could fund some things. It's freaking ridiculous. It's honestly between my school taxes, property tax, whatever. Like just that alone. And I could probably fund a small animal shelter.
Well, I want to acknowledge this comment. The safest town has no lounge.
I mean, I don't. Here's why I disagree with that. We wouldn't need to have those after hours lounges if our liquor control board and all of our alcohol related laws weren't so messed up. I can go to New York City and I can drink till 5 o'clock in the morning with no issue. Why is it that in Pennsylvania, oh, that's right, Commonwealth, we have to shut down bars at 2 o'clock in the morning? If I work a weird work shift, okay, I'm fortunate enough, I have an 8 to 5 job. And, 5 o'clock, I'm out, I'm in my car, I'm burning gas, I'm on my way to do whatever I'm going to do that day. Now, Gina works overnights. So she works basically 6 o'clock at night till, 4:30 in the morning, something like that. Well, what if she wants to have an after-work beverage? Where's she going to go? There's nowhere open. She does not have, because she works the overnight, she doesn't have the same, ability to go for her. I mean, for me, it's breakfast. For her, it's dinner. She can't go get a cheesesteak and a beer because of dumb laws. I'm sorry. I thought this was America. If I'm getting off of work, it's freaking nighttime. And if I want to drink 10 beers and have a cheesesteak, I should be legally allowed to. But no. And so she works in Bethlehem. She obviously has a lot of people who work or live in Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton, with her. And they're the same thing. They're the ones that are getting out at that 4 o'clock in the morning. They want to go have, an after work drink. They want to go get a burger, some fries, and, a beer. where are they going to go? There is nowhere. Even the places that are allowed to be open 24 hours. So you have a diner with a liquor license. Guess what? They stopped serving it too because of government and their dumb arbitrary numbers for freaking everything. Like, oh, well, you need to do 55 miles an hour on the highway because we decided that's what was safe back in 1970. Meanwhile, I can take a freaking base model Hyundai, stuff it through the woods at 110 miles an hour, and walk away with it going, well, that sucked. Like, we don't update for the future. And you would think the, I don't know, progressive people, or at least they claim to be, would be on board with this. Don't give... Well, first off, why do we have the mafia? Prohibition. Because we thought we were morally superior and we banned alcohol. Well, guess what? People wanted alcohol, they got alcohol. People who realized, hey, these people want alcohol. We can make money off selling alcohol. Boom, done. There we go. I mean, oh, God, don't even let me go down that rabbit hole. Just shut me up. But if you don't give people the incentive to find a legal loophole to do something, he's joking. All right, I know him personally. He's been to my house. He's met my house lions. And no, normal people don't. Well, normal people don't stop drinking at 2 because, well, they're usually passed out by then. But if 2 o'clock is my shift end, that is supper time, and supper time means cheesesteak, burger, and beer. Leaf. All right, get off my back. Stop judging me.
Oh, all right. So let's continue to the next question. I think it's the Councilman Zuckel, but let's see.
Mr. Zuckel, this question is for you. You led the charge to hire an independent investigator to look into allegations of racism and discrimination in City Hall, outside of the city's normal procurement process. 18 months later, taxpayers are on the hook for about $130,000 in legal fees for an investigation that was halted in favor of a different one. We're going to ask both candidates more about this topic later. But Mr. Zuckel, what, if anything, would you have done differently?
Well, quite frankly, I wouldn't have done anything differently because the charter under Section 210 allows for council to conduct investigations with outside independent investigators without going through the procurement process. I would not have done anything different at all. It's my understanding that in a few weeks, possibly, we will be getting some results from that investigation.
Mayor Turk, the city.
All right. So I'm
assuming we're
know.
talking about the certain thing on a certain desk lawsuit. Is that what they're talking about right now?
This was on Mayor Turk about his EEOC complaints, work harassment, among every other thing. That if, let's say, now me as an employer, if I employed you and let's say everyone that's watching the podcast now, and I said some racist things, and let's see, and I harassed people in any way, shape, or form, creating a hostile work environment, I would be like held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. But this is a mayor doing it. And now what they did was they got an outside investigator of their choice, not the people's choice, not the taxpayers, but their choice, and gotten the outside investigator to investigate this. And now we're the one flipping the bill as taxpayers. And I do believe the investigation's going into the millions. If memory serves correct. And what my goodness. So and you heard Zuckel, he said he approved all this. He would do nothing different. If it was me I would be looking at investigators myself. I would work with the public, and I would allow the public to make the decision as a whole, kind of like voting for the mayor, voting for the president. It would become a democracy thing. This is the one time I would definitely say, hey, you're flipping the bill. We want to know you. We want your input. You're going to make the vote. And I want to acknowledge this comment. I would take my drugs to the police and have them tested for cats.
I apologize for my friends. I really do. They have no filter. I think the only filter they have goes in their coffee machine.
Yeah, well, but this is the state of our mayor right now, and so I can't wait till I see the results of these of this investigation. I will I will do a right to know request for sure.
I'm still looking at everybody on this stage, and I want to know what Taylor sponsored their outfits because they look terrible. Their jackets fit like shit. Like the colors are just all terrible. Like nobody's dressed fun. All right, I'm sorry. Like stand out. Like stop. Like
it's probably the company that says, "Here, we tailored the suits for you." So, and of course, companies want to go cheap. So, but
I'm going to tell you right now.
But that's a little off topic for the moment.
I know, but I'm just being judgmental. I'm pretending I'm a left-wing media outlet right now, and I'm just going to pick on absolutely everything that makes no sense, but it makes all the sense. I'm supposed to trust you to run this city, but I can't trust you to dress yourself.
Yeah, so that sounds just like them. So let's hear the question that's going towards the mayor of insanity.
The city has added thousands of luxury apartment units over the past decade, and you've sung the praises of these developments. But data keeps showing the average household increasingly can't afford to live in a place like that. What would you say to city residents who question the benefits of these luxury units during an affordable housing crisis?
So there's a tremendous level of complexity when you're talking about housing markets, and unfortunately, a minute's not going to give us a chance to talk through it all, but every investment in a housing unit in the city of Allentown has an impact on the total market. So while, and I take issue with the word luxury, these are housing units that are being built at market rates. While we continue to see investment in housing across the city of Allentown, we also see investment in affordable housing in Allentown. I was proud to attend the opening of 1528 West, which is a housing development that is designed to affordably house seniors and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. But we have to continue to build more housing like that. When we have federal funding to make investments in affordable housing, we are building it. We have a long way to go in Allentown and in the Lehigh Valley, and frankly, in cities across the country. There's a huge housing shortage, and we have to work diligently to close the gap.
Okay, you hear that? He said, "Oh, we have oh, hold up. Let's see. We got some comments here, and I want to acknowledge them before I give my Not everyone can dress themselves." And then Margie says, "John needs to help style these candidates up."
No, I will not make them look good. Honestly, the best thing Turk could wear is a freaking beanie to cover his goddamn elephant ears.
And at this rate, I wouldn't care if someone came in dressed with a tank top, shorts, and sandals.
So that you made a
someone who actually cares about
Thank you
for a change.
You just made my point.
Dressing up like the mafia, but someone dressing up as a mafia, pretending to care, don't impress me no more.
You literally made my point. I mean, go up there in a t-shirt and jeans. Like, what are you comfortable wearing? Okay, like if you're gonna wear a suit, wear a suit. Okay, do it right, because I have two suits, and honestly, I bought them as a set. Everything other than the jacket, I threw in the back of the closet. I hate them. I mix and match. I make sure I have a nice jacket. That's it, and a shirt that fits properly. So I don't go on out in public looking like a toddler wearing my daddy's clothing. Like
Well,
they tailor stuff at Men's Warehouse for like an extra $25. Okay, you can go in there, get a discount jacket, give them an extra $25. They tailor it. It looks phenomenal. Okay, guys, you make a lot more money than both Quinn and I combined, and then some. Buy a better suit if you're gonna do it.
let me correct you there. Mayor Tuck steals more taxpayer money than most other people do in the city of Allentown.
No.
He,
It's not.
he would
It's
be
not
using
stealing
our
because
money to buy, because he's using our money to buy himself a car.
well,
and
then
stuff.
he has no freaking excuse to look like crap. It's not even his
But
money.
but let's go back to that question about affordable housing. He's saying it's at market rate. Okay, what does that mean? You're
It
saying
means you
that we
gentrified
can
your
afford it?
freak. It means he gentrified or allowed his district to be gentrified to allow all the big money investors to come in to put their luxury apartments in and jack up the rent and the values of property, mainly around Center City, right by PP&L Center, the very sought after area. And then guess what happens? Well, you need to do something about the 5 blocks surrounding my $1 million condo. And then what happens? Then we bring in more police. We bring in more cameras. We start jacking up rents. We start helping the people by making all of these weird laws and rating rental properties and saying, oh, well, guess what? That's not up to snuff anymore. You need to make all these changes. Well, it's been like this for the last 40 years I've owned this property. I can't afford to make those changes. Well, then we're just going to have to condemn your property, and then we're going to sell it at auction to a rich person who's going to turn it into luxury apartments. And then guess what? That 5 blocks turns into 10 blocks. That 10 blocks turns into 20 blocks. And then, oh, magically, nobody can afford to live in this city anymore. I don't know what happened.
And what's the liberals saying? Oh, the Republicans always cater to the rich. But while we're seeing right here in Allentown, the Democrats catering to the rich while we get poor.
The two main parties are going to cater to the rich. Why? Because the two main parties cannot function without the rich. Okay, so you have the two sides of the argument. You have the right-leaning rich people. You have the left-leaning rich people, and they're going to do rich people things. They're going to put their money behind their candidate. That's going to help them get, I don't know, richer. There is no left versus right. It's rich versus poor, and it's just I'm going to agree with this rich person on this day because they just so happen to coincide with my beliefs. Like right now, that guy with the rocket company and the electric cars that everybody really hates now. Yeah, remember who made him rich? The people who are I don't know, setting his cars on fire.
Ironically.
And the people who are now supporting him were the people who were talking nothing but smack about him while he was trying to get that company up and running. Meanwhile, me, the car person who absolutely abhors the idea of electric cars, is like, well, I drove one. It's pretty freaking cool. I wouldn't buy one, but you know what? I support people who want to buy one because, holy crap, it is fast. It just has no soul. Blah, blah, blah. So here we are. We're in a different cycle. Oh, I hate this guy now. Oh, I hate this person now. And oh, I like this person now. And I like this person now. Blah, blah, blah. It's just the same bullshit back and forth every cycle. And, this guy's going to talk the same trash, whether he's running against a Republican, whether he's running against a Democrat. And, I mean, out of those two, Sorry, Dumbo. My vote would be for the cop if I was forced to choose right now at gunpoint.
Well, here and of course they always talk about affordable housing, and yet no one. Here's the thing that Mayor Tuck doesn't seem to get or doesn't care to get. Nobody can afford. Not too many people can afford market rate
Right.
apartments or housing. And it's because they keep overspending our tax money. And I'm getting really sick and tired of this. I mean, and this is where I come in, lower taxes, lower property taxes, because I think Allentown has more than enough money. Our government, local government stealing from us. And it's got to end, and it's got to end soon, or no business will survive except for the rich, the wealthy. The people, there'll be at least 20% more homelessness next year, in the next year or two, and it's just gotta, we just gotta make things better for the people, and that's the only reason why I'm running for mayor, is because I actually care. I will get the job done. I'm all about producing good and positive results. I do not. If I fail at anything, even for a moment, I will put myself down, even if it's a second, or it could be for a day, and then I'll get back up, do a better job the next day, because I don't like failure at all. And if I was Mayor Tuck at this moment, I would be so ashamed of myself.
The thing is, they don't know shame, and I personally find it insulting that I'm gonna have that clown up there talk about how he's for the people. When's the last time you did an actual job there, homie? Oh well, I'm the mayor. Okay, dude, you sit in an office. You make a press conference every once in a while. You probably spend more time on Pornhub than the average American. I went there. But you're gonna sit there and talk to me. Well, I'm not him particularly, but I'm sure he said it. But his party's gonna talk. Donald Trump does not resonate with the poor people because he's been a rich, spoon-fed person his entire life. Okay, well then what have you? What are you? Okay, you're up there in a suit. You can't even. At least Trump buys a suit that kind of fits, kind of looks okay. I mean, I hate his suits too. I mean, just so everybody knows, I am not biased. I think Trump suits look like shit too. It's my opinion. I'm a millennial. I like bright colors. And personally, if you ever see me in a blue suit, I've been kidnapped. Call the police. But no, it's don't sit there and tell me how a certain party can't resonate with me because they're the rich class, when both parties are that rich class that have been so disconnected from the average everyday person. I've said it 1,000 times. I feel I am extremely fortunate for how my life turned out, and it's been nothing but luck.
Wow.
And that's why, Quinn, that's why I support what you're doing, and I want to help you where I can. Obviously, I'm not in Allentown. I can't vote for you, but I feel if I were there as a voter and somebody who is working for a living, who's like, hey, I had to take off of work to come talk to you guys. I'm kind of losing money. Might not be able to eat so good this week, but hey, I'm here. What can I do for you, the people who are also struggling? That's something that I can resonate with. That's something that so many people can resonate with. And even if this doesn't go according to plan for you, I want you to know at least you're inspiring other people to do something for something other than freaking money or fame or power. You're hey, what can I do to help people? And it comes down to like, all right, I'm gonna do this thing and I'm gonna put myself out there. And honestly, bro, I wish you the freaking best doing this. And like, I think we need to do like a part 2 and 3 on this, just because I really enjoy ripping on these guys. Like I get to say nice things to you. Oh, I mean, we can go over. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh no, I was about to say we're gonna go part 2 and possibly a part 3 of this.
Oh hell yes.
Video. Because
Yes,
this is
we
a
have to.
58-minute video, and we're only at 12 minutes in.
Well, maybe if they didn't say dumb things, we wouldn't have to interject so much. I don't know. Say smart things, and I won't speak. You know what? I'm gonna show up. Okay. I'm gonna have somebody with bail money just in case. I'm gonna show up at one of these meetings, and I'm just gonna yell from the background, "Stop saying dumb crap," and I will shut my mouth.
Well,
I'm gonna bring my cat too. She's gonna yell. And they can't say anything because they're Democrats, and that's my emotional support animal. I got it all worked out. We're good.
Well, everyone, we're definitely, as he said, we're gonna have a part 2 and more than likely a part 3 of this idiotic debate. So we will definitely see you all next week.
Oh yes. I'm here for this.
And
if you haven't noticed, I'm. Oh.
And if you know anybody in Allentown, please have them watch. Please direct them to this podcast, because I would like more Allentownians to hear more about what I think about this debate and why I think it's idiotic. Even though Ed Zuko is a better choice in this debate, I think he's too traditional. Even if he went Republican, he's too traditional. And traditional politics cannot stand up anymore. We need someone that thinks differently, that thinks uniquely, thinks outside the box. And I kind of like this.
I was gonna say I was trying to see if I could share it, and
Quinn Forbes, Allentown mayor, and
damn right.
I'll say this to end my closing statement: Allen for Allentown.
Damn right. Let's do it. And we could create new nuisance bars at City Hall.
You have any final thoughts?
I'm just gonna let it go because I don't want to do a 10-minute rant, and I can't wait for part 2, 3, 4, however many of these we have to do. And especially because now I'll be going into it with a little bit of knowledge, so now I can do some digging and say things other than just making fun of their suits and their ears.
All right. Well then, everyone, you all have a good night, and don't shut up, don't give up, and don't shut up. Quoting from my favorite guy, one of my favorite people running for consul, Marcus C. Williams. Look him up. He's a great guy, and he tells it how it is. And you all have a good night.
Hey, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Weather's going to be nice, so you should probably go out there and protest your government.
Nice. Later.